May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am happy. I am happy.
to get this show on the road? I'm as ready as I will ever be. The only reason to ever give a speech is to change the world. John F. Kennedy said that, and I happen to agree, and that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to change my world, to give you tools to change yours, so that we can create a world that works for everyone. How many of you have seen this photograph? Show of hands. Okay, for those of you not familiar, it was November 14, 2012, New York City, Times Square, the coldest day of the season, 35 degrees. Police officer Larry DePrimo was walking his beat, and he was freezing. He's wearing a pair of boots and a couple of pairs of socks and felt like his feet were still freezing when he came across this homeless gentleman, Jeffrey Hillman. As he looked down at Mr. Hillman, he saw blisters the size of his palm on the bottom of this gentleman's feet. His heart went out to him. So he went to a nearby shoe store, bought a pair of boots and some socks, and as he leaned down and was giving the boots to Mr. Hillman, an Arizona tourist happened to be walking by and snapped that photograph. You see, her father was a police officer who was known for his acts of kindness. So she was touched by the kindness of the officer. She sent a letter of thanks to NYPD along with the photograph. They put it on their Facebook page, and within days, it had gone viral. It's an awesome story, isn't it? Heartwarming. I thought so too, and as I read the comments on the bottom, people were saying things like, it brought me to tears. And gosh, there really are still good people in the world. And this restores my faith in humanity. And as I was reading those comments, something really bothered me about them. You see, I come from a family of law enforcement officers. My dad was a New York City police officer. My uncle was a police officer with NYPD. I am married to a retired 32-year veteran of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. And our daughter has just decided to follow in the footsteps of her father and both grandfathers. You see, I know that acts like this are not isolated incidents. I know that in every municipality, in every city around this country, there are police officers who act with kindness and compassion every day. Not for a pat on the back, not for a promotion, not to make the news, but because that is who they are. And it's not just police officers who are kind. At the time that incident happened, I was working for a social service agency that was dedicated to engaging communities to protect families and children and protect kids from abuse and neglect. And I was hearing stories of amazing kindness on a daily basis. I was experiencing them myself. And these are people, I'm talking about teachers, social workers, construction workers, teenagers, young kids, just people of all walks of life that are kind and wonderful and generous. In fact, some of the very kindest people I know are in this room right now. You all know who you are. People are kind, again, not to get recognition, but because that's part of who we are. And if you're not as convinced of that as I am, I hope you will be by the end of my talk.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
I think that I may have been having no voice for a lot of this, and I apologize if that is the case. Thank you, Wayne, for letting me know that there was no sound. So hopefully you have had voice coming through. But if not, I have just read a page on compassion. I'm asking, how is it that you allow love and compassion to come into your life? How do you allow it to flow into the world by means of you? What does that look like? What does that feel like? How does that show up in the world? Sometimes we give contributions to whether it be a center or spiritual church or whatever it may be that you go to. We have people that this network is only here because of people that have made donations just like you that help us to be here and spread the word. So how do we then allow for more of Spirit to flow through us? How do I become that conduit of peace and kindness? What does that look like? Because it feels wonderful. I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that when I give the perfect gift, it makes me so happy. It absolutely fills me to see someone open something that they love. So what is it that you do? What is your practice of sharing with the world? Now, we all have different skills and gifts. Teachers are amazing in what they do, not just by giving knowledge and sharing knowledge, but by investing in each student. That's what we do when we take time to teach. We invest in each person that's in the classroom. So what does that look like in your world? What is your talent? What is your gift? My father-in-law was a custodian, and his school actually honored him 2 different years. They did huge assemblies and honored him, and everyone in the school came together. He got gifts and cards. They even spray painted a plunger one year, and I think it was a broom the next. They spray painted them and put little notes on them, and just they honored him. And it wasn't because he cleaned better than anyone else did. I'm sure he was good at that. But he made people feel good. He welcomed every student, every child, every teacher. He went out of his way to be kind to every person he saw. And he still does. And I'm blessed to have him as my father-in-law. But it was the manner in which he lives that people were attracted to him then, and they still are. So it's not in the grand expressions of life. It is truly most in everyday stuff that we do. When we're driving, do we let people go, or are we trying to get ahead of everyone? And that's how I can tell oftentimes, where is my level of peace? Am I letting people in, or am I trying to get there first? And it's not in judgment, it's simply witnessing. Because if I want peace in the world, then I want to be a catalyst of that. I want to let someone in and not feel like they're cutting me off. And sometimes I'm in that right place, and sometimes I'm not. So I invite you to be present and mindful in the activities of life, realizing that especially children are watching. I've met up with a lot of people. I'm in ministerial school, and I love our teachings. I love the goodness, the joy that it brings to the world, the hope. And there are many people in the world that don't have that right now. They don't experience hope, especially our youth. They see the problems. They see global warming. They see violence. They see the againstness in our society. And that's, everyone can see that. But especially our youth are very impressionable. We can spend time paying attention to the children in our lives. really pay attention to what is it that they like and support them and love them and nurture them, raise them up, show them the way, guide them. There's so much good that can happen through that. I love watching different clips, and there's a lot of positive places, there's a lot of positive pages on Facebook that say good things and random acts of kindness, and they're posted, and they're so wonderful to watch. But actually think to yourself, how can I create this act of kindness? What can I do today for someone else? Send a card, send, a prayer. Let them know that you're thinking and praying for them. There are things that happen in life that we don't understand. And loss is one of those. And this past year and a half, there's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of people that have lost loved ones. So think about, if you know the days that someone transitioned, or it's holiday time and someone doesn't have a loved one that they may be missing, just reach out to them. Let them know you're thinking of them. It means so much, because spirit is expressing through you. You are where divine is showing up. So be that light you wish to see in the world. And know that every bit of it matters. And you will feel just as good as everybody else that you're trying to help. I assure you, if not even better. Little things go a long way. Hold the door for someone. If you see someone that's having a hard time, whether it be someone that's elderly or needs help in any way, do some of those little things. And sometimes we don't, and it's not because we're trying not to. We're just caught up in ourselves, in our own everyday life. You can make such a difference with an act of kindness. I'd like to share with you out of Louise Hay's Heart Thoughts. It's on creating a loving world. And the title says, I help create a world where we are safe to love each other. And I love that, because when I was sharing about, or when we watched that little bit of the video from Reverend Cindy Grimes, and she was talking about how her husband and her, her father and even her daughter now are police officers, or retired police officers. In our country, unfortunately, there's an againstness. And in any field, there are people that are really good at it, and there are people that aren't. And that's any field. Some you see it more than others. And unfortunately, there has been a lot of againstness. And I understand the reasons. It's not about right or wrong. It's simply understanding that there's more to it. There are so many more wonderful police officers that sacrifice of themselves every day to keep peace, to keep our streets safe, to keep me safe. I have the option of dialing 911. I have an option. In a lot of countries, that's not the case. So whoever it is I see, it's important for me to be in that place of love and without judgment, but simply seeing them as that divine light, as each individual is. So it says, I help create a world where we are safe to love each other. And this is Louise Hay. She says, we can help create a world where it is safe for us to love each other, where we can be loved and accepted exactly as we are. It is something we all wanted when we were children, to be loved and accepted exactly as we were. Not when we got taller or brighter or prettier or more like our cousin or sister or neighbor across the way, but to be loved and accepted exactly as we were. We grow up and want the same, to be loved and accepted exactly as we are, right here and right now. But we are not going to get from other people unless we can give it to ourselves first. When we can love ourselves, it becomes easier for us to love other people. When we love ourselves, we don't hurt ourselves and we don't hurt other people. We let go of all prejudices and beliefs about one group or another not being good enough. When we realize how incredibly beautiful we all are, we have the answer to world peace. A world where it is safe for us to love each other. And she says, every time you meditate, do a visualization for healing or say something geared toward healing the entire planet. You are connecting with like-minded people all over the world. You have the opportunity. We are inlets and outlets of divine, and we have the opportunity to raise the vibration of our planet. That's why you're here today. You're here to create peace in your world, in your life, but yes, also in the world. And that happens by cultivating the love, showing up as the love in different forms. And the last song that I'm going to play for you this evening is a fun one. And I encourage you to listen to this one, Eddie Watkins Jr., and to realize that you are the place where spirit shows up. Where can you offer that loving kindness? Where can you be the hands and heart of divine? Where are you most needed right now? And allow spirit to answer that to you as you listen to this.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God lives. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
So tonight we're talking about kindness. Let kindness be your superpower. There are things that you can do, your places that no one else are, use things you can see and witness and be present to that other people wouldn't. There's a light in you that radiates brighter and brighter when you share it. That's the beautiful thing about divine light, is that when we use it, we are warmed. We are lifted. As an individual, I am lifted when I share it. So kindness is a practice. It's understanding that I get to be good to people. Ernest Holmes says, take the time to weed out unbelief. Find the world to be good. Every person is an evolving soul. Let your mind be tempered with that human wisdom which rejects the lie, which separates the wheat from the chaff, but in all, kindness, sympathy, and compassion. So regardless of what happens, be in that place of kindness and love, showing up as that compassion. You get to make that. Yes, Wayne, help ever, hurt never. I love that. Yes, we get to choose to show up as love today. You know, they say hurt people, and healed people, heal people. So let us be the healers, and that balm is love. That's how we do that. It's not about grand acts. It's about simple kindness. We know how. So in every day, I encourage you to create that practice. Attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. Choose wisely. That's Roy T. Bennett. So are you making those choices consciously? Ernest Holmes says, God is greater than all human mistakes, and in God alone is there peace and happiness. God is natural goodness and eternal loving kindness. And if spirit is that, then I am that. Each one watching is that. Each one is that. So I encourage you to be that light that shines through someone's loneliness, that shines through someone's despair. You know, we have a lot of anxiety. People are on all kinds of medications for it. You know, there's a lot of things that we don't like to see. There's violence, there's loneliness, there's selfishness, there's all kinds of things out there. But what are you paying attention to? And how are you acting when you see it? Hope is a beautiful thing to share. And every time you say a kind word to someone, you're doing that. When you look for people that you haven't heard from in a while, check in on them, find out how they're doing, especially elderly. You know, it always broke my heart to go visit my grandmother at the nursing home, or my grandfather, or anyone else that I've gone to see at them, because a lot of these people never get visitors. And every time I go, I would think to myself, to the point almost of tears at times, each one of these people cared for people their whole lives. Now, occasionally you see someone that is, you know, a bit of a curmudgeon, or, you know, maybe a little rough around the edges, but most of them are just loving, sweet souls. And even the curmudgeons are that. The truth is, everyone just wants to be noticed and loved. Every one of those people had people that they cared for their whole lives. And where are they now? It is so important that we show kindness to the people, not just that showed it to us, but the ones that need it most. Practice it, and you'd be amazed how much better you feel, how much peace you feel. I shared earlier, and I don't know if the volume was on, but I shared earlier that there was a person at an intersection this morning, and I shared, I gave something to them, and I was overfilled with gratitude for all I had, that I had enough to give. And here's this person with nothing. And it's not about pity in any way. It's simply knowing that I am blessed to have more than enough. So in giving, I remembered to be grateful. All of these things are prompts for bigger things in our lives. And when we want peace, it's those observations, those understandings, those reminders that tell us all is well, regardless of what it seems to be in any given moment. There is love right here where I am. Spirit is all around me, guarding, guiding, and providing for in amazing ways. And as I know that of me, I know that of each one. So I thank you for being here and knowing and holding that peace, that knowing for our planet, that knowing for the people in our lives, that knowing for ourselves. That peace is right where I am. Love and compassion is right here where I am, because I am the place where God shows up. And as I know that of me, I know it of you, in each one, powerful beyond measure. So in that knowing of power, I thank you for being here. And I encourage you, if there's any comments or anything that you'd like to share, please reach out. Gina at believeinouttoday.com. That's my email. If there's a topic you'd like to see covered, Gina at believeinouttoday.com. And remember that I also have The Joy is in the Journey on Thursdays on this wonderful network. It's 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we talk about, well, how do I experience more joy in my life? And there's different modalities and different people coming from different places. And we talk about things that make us happy. Couldn't you use more joy? Don't you think our world and our planet could use more joy? More people that are filled with and giving that out to the world. Well, I thank you so much for being here with me this evening. Remember the newthoughtmedia.org. Click the donate button. Know that we're here because of people just like you. Thank you so much for being part of this call to peace and love. And thank you, Carol. Thank you for being here. Know that we are the change that we wish to see in the world. Know that kindness costs nothing, but means everything. As simple as it may seem, it truly is that everything. So I celebrate you this evening, and I thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, and let people know about this wonderful network. So much good here. Blessings and love. Namaste.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.